Good evening and welcome. You're watching the 7 p.m. news here on CNC3. I'm Ryan Beechu.
I'm Bhavita Gopalchan.
Hi, I'm Jassim Marik with the sport.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rambazad with your weather.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. Government is being urged to address immigrant fears that presenting themselves could lead to deportation.
Independent senator urges government not to rush to implement forward-thinking ZOSO until after Carnival.
Ahead in sport, Brittany Cooper anchors the Red Force Divas to third place in the CWI Women's T20 Blaze.
Weekend showers may result in unexpected wet fets. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
Top of the news tonight. While Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander urges undocumented migrants to participate in the government's upcoming exercise, fears persist within the Venezuelan community that presenting themselves could lead to deportation.
That's right, Ryan. Activists are calling for dialogue, saying it could help migrants feel safer as the process begins next Monday. Migrant rights activist Yesenia Gonzalez thanked government for the registration process but stressed the need to avoid the mistakes of the 2019 registration. She said the previous exercise resulted in numerous problems. The foundation is therefore seeking a meeting with Alexander. Gonzalez explained that undocumented migrants are often classified as illegal, but argued that those fleeing political persecution in Venezuela and seeking asylum cannot be considered as such. They argued that the $700 registration fee is punitive and illegal, noting that some migrants cannot afford it. Human rights attorney Kristen J. Williams agreed, saying that imposing the fee on refugees or asylum seekers could breach the UN Refugee Convention. He said that applying it to economic migrants would be a matter of government policy. However, Laramie Migrant Support Group coordinator Angie Ramnarine said the fee itself is unlikely to deter most undocumented migrants from registering.
I foresee some problems there, especially with people from deep south having to take taxis to go. Okay, yes, but you don't want to take taxis and go and then be told you cannot be processed that day because there are too many people. Because if the registration is online, perfect. But when you reach the stage of the interview, that's going to take a while. And how are you rolling out that segment?
Ramnarine welcomed the new registration process, noting that it caters to more than just Venezuelan immigrants.
She questioned the absence of a facility in South Trinidad to serve those coming from deep south and whether an appointment system will be introduced to prevent congestion.
And Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander says registration for undocumented immigrants will begin on Monday, January 26th.
Last evening, during the cabinet media briefing, the minister said immigrant registration would begin next Friday. However, Today, he told CNC3 News they've decided to start the process earlier.
We are changing the date, though, as we speak, because of the efficiency of my staff at the Ministry of Homeland Security, together with other supporting agencies like the Immigration Department. We are moving forward to Monday, the 26th.
What happens when the permit expires? What's the plan?
It's a renewal process.
Opposition Senator Dr. Amory Brown believes the immigrant registration fee is another revenue-generating strategy for the government, and in his view, $700 is too high.
The fees are extraordinary, and it appears to be just a continuation of their approach, which is to look for resources in the pockets of the people of Trinidad and Tobago and those in our country, whether they are citizens or now migrants. That's the revenue-generating strategy.
Brown also condemned the government for failing to effectively communicate its plans for immigrants with the rest of the country.
Well, today we asked, do you support government's decision to have illegal immigrants register or face deportation?
This is a bit of what you had to tell us.
Depends on what they want to do. That's what they want to do. If you look at other countries, they deport them. They're not registered, they deport them. So it all depends on what this government wants to do with the people who are illegal. but are working and paying taxes, because some people pay taxes even though they're illegal. So it just depends really on what the government aim and objectives are.
Deportation? Nah, we are registered. Because it's human beings.
No, let them register. Because it will be a better idea for them to help themselves. To go in and, what you must say, apply for the residence or the citizen, whatever they would like to have.
I am in favor of the decision to have them registered. On the issue of migration, you must have some form of control, regulation of the numbers and numbers of persons coming into your country. Otherwise, it will lead to a lot of problems at the end of the day.
I do believe they need to be registered, but they need a grace if they get so. Well, they already had a lengthy period of time to come in, so let them register, and if they don't do it by a certain point, I'd say give them a grace to do it. You have to face whatever consequences you have to.
Well, it's human beings dealing with, so I believe you should have the humane part of it. If they came illegally, yes, but we know the situation in Venezuela. So we could show some compassion. We don't have to, but we should show some compassion. And of course, let them go through the paperwork. If they do the deportation thing, I guess, well, so be it.
After nearly 4 years, Christopher Budram, the lone survivor of the 2022 Paria diving tragedy, has finally received a $1 million ex gratia payment from the government. But relief for him is only partial. Budram says his fight is not over.
He wants accountability for those who failed to rescue his colleagues, a fair settlement from Paria, and stronger safety measures in the energy sector in order to prevent future tragedies.
I'm happy. It's about time, after nearly 4 years.
The lone survivor of the 2022 Paria diving tragedy, Christopher Budram, says he's relieved to have received a $1 million ex gratia payment from the government on Thursday.
Over the last 4 years was difficult financially, emotionally, even sometimes spiritually too.
But Budram says his fight is far from over. He insists those responsible for failing to rescue his fellow divers must be held accountable.
It's 4 years and nobody lost their job. Nobody was jailed. And I think this corporate manslaughter charge really in Trinidad and Tobago kind of, for me, nonsensical, because this is just a fine.
Rishi Nagasa, Kazim Ali Jr., Faisal Kurban, and Yusuf Henry lost their lives when they were sucked into a 30-inch underwater pipeline while performing maintenance at berth number 6 in the Point-a-Pierre Harbor on February 25, 2022. Budram survived, but he's still haunted by nightmares.
From it being every night, now it's not every night, but it's still there. Sometimes I still jolted out of sleep, breathing hard and just reliving the whole experience again.
His legal battle with Paria continues, and he's urging them to do the right thing.
I still have my legal matter towards the courts. And I would like to urge Paria to come forward with a settlement. It's been 4 long years, and everybody wanted to close this chapter of their life.
Looking ahead, Budram is calling on the government to implement the recommendations of the Commission of Inquiry and ensure proper oversight and accountability in the energy sector.
I think we need a marine emergency response. People who equip for a dive rescue, for a boat flipping over, a ship, a vessel, a barge sinking. You know, some type, because let me face it, we are an industrial nation.
So far, 2 other families, the family of Rishi Nagasa and Faisal Kurban, received ex gratia payments. And former Prime Minister Stuart Young says he's happy the payments was finally made, recalling it was a commitment made under his government.
I think the population will see and they can make their own judgments as to the type of politics that were played out. But I am happy that those two families got the money that Cabinet had decided in April 2025 they should get as extra share payments.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar said that payments for the remaining families will be made in due course. Sasha Wilson, CNC3 News.
Let's tell you what's still to come in the news tonight. Laventille West MP faces off against Public Utilities Minister during private motion on the impact of unemployment.
The application to wind up Newsday has been granted and a liquidator appointed.
And coming up later on in sport, Liam Bryden leads the way after day one of the Pointe-a-Pierre Golf Open.
This is your captain speaking. Welcome to Carib Country. See the vibration. Feel it.
Independent Senator Francis Lewis is tonight recommending that government not rush to implement zones of special operations and instead extend the state of emergency until after Carnival.
The current state of emergency expires on January 31st. As debate on the zones of special operations continued today in the Senate this afternoon, Senator Lewis described the legislation as forward-thinking and innovative, but not flawless. He expressed concern that the proposed law gives too much power to the office of the Prime Minister. He also believes body cams should be worn by police operating in these zones. Like others on the independent bench, Lewis is also calling for a sunset clause or expiration date so the law could be evaluated. But he believes while these issues are being sorted out, the SOE should continue.
We need to get this right. Consider if we should not extend the state of emergency through Carnival, because Carnival is right there, into the end of January. Not beyond that. The point I'm making is, and I don't know if it's possible, it would have to be looked at by the technical people, and certainly the security chiefs will have to have a point, well, through the respective chains of command.
Meanwhile, Government Senator Philip Alexander admits the bill is not perfect and going so far as to call it poison, but says it's for the greater good.
Nobody in their right mind would put chemotherapy in their body. The chemicals that is chemotherapy, nobody in their right mind would put that in their body. It's poison. But it's the poison that you need to get rid of a bigger poison. Radiation strips your body of hair. You lose weight. You vomit for days. But you do these things because you see an opportunity to get better.
Well, we are waiting to see if the Zozo bill will go to a vote today. The government needs at least 4 independent senators to support it. Attorney General John Jeremy is still out of the country, and we understand his presence is needed in the House to wind up the debate.
While acknowledging that this month's murder toll is higher than January last year, Deputy Police Commissioner Suzette Martin maintains that the nation is still safe. At today's police media briefing, Martin, who is the Gold Commander for Carnival 2026, reported that as of this morning, there were 29 murders compared to 25 for the same period last year. Despite this, she confirmed that patrols will continue as well as high police visibility will be maintained.
What I want to reassure the public that it's safe to go out and have a good time. And all our investigations are ongoing. We are gathering intelligence, we are gathering evidence at these times, and suspects are being pursued.
Last year, a Venezuelan national was killed and 4 others wounded in Woodbrook during Carnival celebrations. Assistant Police Commissioner of the TTPS Northwestern Division, Gavin Henry, says new police strategies this time around will prevent bloodshed.
I will not get into all of the strategies because some of it is guided by intelligence, right? But I am sure that it is unlikely that you would see a recurrence of that type of incident in the Arpita Avenue.
Henry also reminded parents to not neglect their responsibilities towards their children, adding that no Lyme or event is more important than the well-being of their children.
Police are investigating the murder of a 44-year-old businessman who was shot in South Arpuj last evening. The victim has been identified as Vinesh Roshan Suku of Delhi Road in Faizabad. Police say Suku was at his auto garage, Vince Auto Zone, at Mondesi Road when he walked out to speak to a customer shortly after 5 p.m. Seconds later, he was shot multiple times by occupants of a car. When police arrived, someone was performing CPR on the victim. However, those attempts failed. Investigators say the motive for the killing has not yet been determined.
A showdown unfolded in the lower house today as Laventille West MP Karim Marcel piloted a private motion on the socio-economic impact of unemployment in communities.
Marcel accuses the UNC government of governing with vindictiveness, warning that mass job losses have triggered a humanitarian crisis. Government says the opposition is peddling a false narrative.
Jesse Ramdew has the story.
Laventille West MP Karim Marcel on Friday piloted a private motion in the lower house on the socio-economic impact of unemployment in communities. Launching an attack on the UNC government, he accuses of governing by, quote, hate, evilness and vindictiveness.
Since May 2025, Trinidad and Tobago has experienced a wave of mass termination and widespread non-renewal of employment contracts across public bodies, state agencies, government-funded programs and local government structures.
Marcel told Parliament he's standing in defense of citizens, arguing that widespread job losses have plunged vulnerable communities into crisis. He warns that the fallout has been far-reaching and severe.
I drafted this motion, Mr. Speaker, with the thousands of vulnerable families in my constituencies and throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad who would have been affected.
Government responded by rejecting the motion.
The scandalous reality of ghost rentals, ghost landlords, ghost leases, ghost cabinet approvals. So this motion is not a defense of workers, Mr. Speaker. It is a cover-up story. It is an attempt of members attempting to defend themselves under the guise of defending workers.
Public Utilities Minister Barry Padaras dismissed the opposition's contribution as false rhetoric on unemployment, accusing them of refusing to acknowledge manipulation and corruption under their stewardship. Padaras says the opposition was ignoring the realities uncovered within state programs, pointing specifically to alleged corrupt practices within the Community-Based Environmental Protection and Enhancement Program.
We are getting rid of the favoritism. We are getting rid of the discrimination. We are getting rid of the nepotism, which was rampant in the processes practiced by the former administration.
Padaras further accused the previous PNM administration of dismantling key social programs aimed at assisting vulnerable in society. Jesse Ramdew, CNC3 News.
A move to wind up the Newsday newspaper after 32 years of operation has been approved. High Court Judge Marissa Robertson granted the application this morning following a petition filed by lawyers for Daily News Limited, the paper's parent company. The court appointed chartered financial analyst Maria Daniel as liquidator. She will now take control of the company to assess and sell its assets to settle debts to creditors. The petition cited declining advertising revenue and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Newsday published its final print edition on January 9th, but has continued digital operations while the winding up process was pending.
All still to come in the news. WASA warns of a wetter than normal dry season still means citizens need to better manage their water usage.
We had mixed conditions this morning with occasional showers over both islands throughout the day and the odd heavy shower over southwestern Trinidad. Now the daily showers are expected to continue into the weekend. I'll have the details coming up just after the break.
The FIFA World Cup is coming, and all eyes are on Laminia Mall.
You like it?
ready for the grand opening of Calypso Review 2026 at the Arima Velodrome on Friday, January 23rd from 8 p.m. with Sugar Aloes along with the review stars Pink Panther, Skatey, Devon Steele, Singing Sonia, Michelle Henry, Mighty Diamond, Saint Nick, Nicole Grace, Maze, JD, Fire Tender, Sasha and Moses, Tempo, Black Prince, Nisa, Alana Sinette, La Command, Orlando Octave from Barbados, Mighty Gabby, your MCs, Marcus Batiste, Tommy Joseph, and the Chairman. Admission $150. Tickets for Arima at Michelle's Fashions, Massey Stores Broadway Arima, and at the door till showtime. Then on Saturday, January 24th, it's the grand opening of the review tent at the SWWTU Hall, Rights and Wrong, Port of Spain. Showtime 8 p.m. Admission $200. Tickets for the Port of Spain show at the review box office, SWWTU Hall.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best market around, high quality meat pound for pound. Get the best for less, start shopping. Go to Southern Food Basket. Shopping how you like it. High quality at the best prices. Every aisle just wide and spacious. So spend less at Southern Food Basket. Good food at great prices for sure. Come get what you're looking for.
Passage to Asia, ultra premium, all inclusive. St. Andrews Golf Club Car Park, Mocha Marabal. Sunday, 1st February 2026 from 4 p.m. On stage, we are bringing to you Nyla Blackman, Raymond Ramnarine, and Dylan Adan. The Camtasia with the All-Stars Band featuring Viking Ding Dong, College Boy Jassy, and Alnika Berry. Unlimited drinks, over 40 dishes to tantalize your taste buds. Get your tickets online at Island E-Tickets, all regular outlets, or call 742-4309 or 685-8697.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Welcome back. Homeland Security Minister Rod Alexander avoided directly answering questions on how many United States military personnel remain stationed in Trinidad and Tobago.
The question was raised at Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing, but the minister initially deflected, responding instead that many foreigners were currently in the country for Carnival celebrations.
However, CNC3 News pressed the minister, clarifying that the question specifically related to U.S. military personnel and not people visiting to enjoy Carnival. But again, the minister failed to provide a specific answer.
Well, as I said before, there are a number of persons here. In terms of the training and development, we always have training persons here. We are thankful that they are able to come to our shows and share their experience with us and teach us things, and we love that. We wish it could happen every day, but it doesn't always possible, so they come and go. At this time, I cannot speak to whether they are here or not.
Well, earlier this week, that same question was put to Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sobers, who said there are always elements of U.S. law enforcement in this country sharing expertise to combat transnational crime.
WASA is reminding all that water must still be managed responsibly this dry season, even though the country is experiencing a wetter than usual start. Given the relatively wet conditions recently, the reservoirs across the country are in good standing with all the levels above their respective long-term averages. However, Water Management Services Director Anand Jagannath says water scheduling is still necessary.
We don't have in a particular area the amount of water to satisfy the demand. In the dry season, that gap just becomes wider, right? So we have to impose some scheduling so everybody could get access to some water. The other one, importantly, is where the capacity of your network is inadequate to transmit. The demand is not continuous. You have a peak in the morning, everybody is getting dressed for work, and you have a peak when you return. During the peak time, reservoirs, water leaves the reservoirs and balances off the demand, and during the off-peak, water goes up to our service reservoirs.
WASA Chief Executive Officer Dane Maharaj also unveiled Neil Iwer George as the brand ambassador for their dry season campaign. George, also known as the Water Lord, has been singing about water for the majority of his career and even performed his jingle "Water is Life" at today's media launch.
Water is life, we go waste it, don't waste it, don't waste it. Every little leak, we go fix it, we go fix it, we go fix it. So anyway you see a leak, the number to call is 800-4420 or 800-4426 and report the leaks.
It's quite catchy. WASA says they will also ramp up their existing leak repair programs and continue to collaborate with other government agencies, such as the Met Service, to encourage the public to better manage their water use.
Jean-Marc, I hope you learned the lyrics
I did
to the
not,
Water Lord's song.
Make
so
him
that,
sing it for us.
Correct.
I know the name Water is Life. That's the name of the jingle.
No. We want you to sing it for us.
No. Not on the 7 p.m. news. Maybe out in the office.
But the water is going to continue into the weekend.
Yes, that's correct. Unfortunately for the FET goers, right? Let's take a look at how it looks on the satellite. Now, over the majority of the island chain today, there were fair conditions, but some showers are approaching the Leeward Islands, which they'll experience tonight. Specifically in our area, still some lingering cloudiness and some small cloud development, which will give us some isolated showers overnight. Farther away, we have some larger patches of clouds, which we can look forward to later this weekend. So the forecast for tonight, fair to partly cloudy with showers favoring Tobago and eastern areas of Trinidad. And this is usually the trend because those are the areas that they impact first once they move in from the Atlantic Ocean. But then they rain out or dissipate before they're able to reach further inland. Only if they're relatively heavier showers, then they will make it over to the western areas. Now tonight we'll have lows of 22 in Trinidad and 24 over in Tobago. Tomorrow, we'll have similar conditions with isolated light to moderate showers during the course of the day. There's also the chance of the odd moderate to heavy shower during the afternoon over Trinidad. Now, those passing showers are expected to continue into the evening, so be sure to secure your valuables from the elements or move out the way and shelter under a tent. Sea conditions are moderate with waves between 2 and 2.5 meters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. Now they're expected to get close to rough between Sunday and Monday when breezier conditions are expected. Otherwise, winds are expected out of the east at about 10 to 15 knots. Looking ahead, the mixed conditions continue over the weekend and on Monday, but we'll see some improvement by Tuesday as some drier air moves over the area, reducing the chance of those showers. Highs generally between 30 and 31 degrees Celsius, but will be a bit warmer once those sunny conditions move in. Now we head over to St. Joseph, Michigan, where pancake ice was spotted in Lake Michigan. Now see if you can spot the round pieces of ice moving up and down with the waves. Let me just pause it right there. That's an example of one. Now this type of ice mostly forms in areas with a lot of wave activity and of course when temperatures are near below or freezing.
Wow.
In my opinion, it looks more like donuts rather than pancakes.
It does actually.
Ice donuts.
Ice donuts, yep. Sweets all around, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we're still going to have some rain this weekend, Jean-Marc. We hope that everybody who's going to all of the festa parties will be safe. I know that. Definitely. And we're honestly hoping that you can learn this this song that Neil Iwer has sung. And maybe you can take us to break with it.
Water is life. Let's go to a short break.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Thank you very much, Jean-Marc.
Good attempt.
All right, let's tell you what's still to come in the news tonight.
Get the best back-to-school specials at Southern Food Baskets. Anchor cheddar and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Golden brand margarine, 227 grams, 3 for $19.95. Wings, 1 kg, $29.95. Protect soap, 3-pack, $18.95. Colgate Great Regular Flavor, 4 ounces, 2 for $29.95. Soft and Pretty bathroom tissue, 12-pack for $18.95. Offers available while stocks last.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. Big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Couva, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Get the best back-to-school specials at Southern Food Baskets. Gala apples, 10 for $20. Tyson chicken leg quarters, 11 pounds, $94.95. Sunland chicken breast, 4 pounds, $94.95. Forte Frost straight cut fries, 2 for $69.95. Swiss Spout ketchup, 2 for $19.95. Swiss macaroni and spaghetti, 400 grams, 4 for $19.95. Swiss lasagna, 2 for $23.95. Aquapure, 330 ml, 5 cases for $90. Offers available while stocks last.
Walter and I are very worried about you. Well, I just had to get away from all that chaos. By going back there to Sully's, it's a mistake. Then it's my mistake to make. I didn't believe it when I heard you were back.
That woman over there, she seems awful full of herself. You know her?
You might say that. How long are you planning on staying this time?
Not sure, Dad.
Proman is expanding the role of methanol beyond traditional industrial uses, positioning the fuel as part of the global energy transition.
Meanwhile, TNT's energy service sector is positioning itself for what industry leaders describe as a decisive turning point. Rams Logistics is stepping onto the global stage, arguing that the next phase of energy growth must deliver direct value at home.
Andrea Perez-Sobers tells us more in tonight's Business Watch.
Methanol has long been used in chemicals, solvents and manufacturing, but Proman says the fuel is now being tested in new applications as countries look for lower emission energy options. Deputy Managing Director of Proman Trinidad, Giselle Thompson, told Business Watch the company is focusing on transport and power generation, including methanol-fueled marine vessels, heavy-duty trucks and electricity production.
We also see the opportunity where in many of the islands, their power generation equipment is approaching the end of life, so they're going to have to reinvest in new equipment. And many of the Caribbean islands, like us, also have ambitions to lower their carbon footprint, of their island. So methanol provides quite a unique solution to that.
David Knight, Managing Director of Power 32, which was founded by Proman, said the focus is on Caribbean states that face volatile fuel prices and rising costs for electricity generation, particularly those without access to natural gas.
The CARICOM region and the islands are very attractive for us as clients that we believe we can bring valuable solutions to. Many of those islands are heavily dependent, as I mentioned, on the importation of diesel and on things like heavy fuel oil. So our solution is designed for that type of client.
Proman is a privately held Swiss company, which is the largest operator on the Point Lisas industrial estate. Turning to other energy news. With global energy companies, investors and policymakers converging for one of the sector's biggest annual conference next week, Rams Logistics says this year's energy conference comes at a pivotal moment for Trinidad and Tobago. Chief Executive Officer of Rams Logistics, Sean Rampersad, says the company's decision to serve as a platinum sponsor and participate on a panel reflects confidence in both the regional energy outlook and the capability of local service providers.
So really important for us is to set the foundation to say, hey, listen, we have to build strong service sector companies, strong local companies, and those companies can step up and operate on a global basis. And I feel like the RAM story is an important story to tell because there are other people who are building their businesses in Trinidad and Tobago, not just in the energy sector.
And now for a look at today's energy and foreign exchange prices. Andrea Perez-Soba's CNC3 Business Watch.
Inspector of Financial Institutions for the Central Bank, Michelle Francis Panto, believes that legislation to regulate credit unions and other financial bodies are currently too weak.
This was revealed in a joint select committee on finance and legal affairs, which served as an inquiry into the supervisory and prudential oversight of credit unions in Trinidad and Tobago. The central bank is not currently the regulatory body for credit unions, but Francis Panto says while the bank is willing to take up that role, the legislation needs to be improved.
The main issue is that the legislative framework for the sector needs strengthening. There are a lot of gaps in the regulatory framework, and we do need to strengthen that for an effective regulator, whether it is the central bank or whether it is an independent regulator or whether it is the Commission of Cooperative Development.
The JSC also heard that there had been friction between central bank and these institutions with regards to governance regulations, as the bank has raised concerns about the appointment of leadership roles.
The bank said it has seen pushback concerning the rules and requirements to be elected to a leadership role in a credit union.
Elizabeth Singh of Naparima Girls High School and Aliyah Surratt of Bishop Anstey High School East and Trinity College East have been awarded the President's Medal for their outstanding performance in the 2025 CAPE examinations. The announcement was made in the lower house on Friday by Tertiary Education and Skills Training Minister Professor Prakash Prasad. Professor Prasad also disclosed that 105 national scholarships were awarded this year, 66 to female students and 39 to males, at an annual cost of $35.8 million. Congratulating the awardees, the minister said he hoped their success would inspire others, and we also send our congratulations to them as well.
Yes, congratulations to them. Well, Jassy Marique is back with us. Jassy, I hear that there's some interesting regional news.
Yeah, guys, sport fishing is one of the big stories in focus tonight. We head to Port Antonio, Jamaica, where angler Christopher Berry is leading the charge at the Blue Marlin tournament there. And it is Carnival, so for those of you that want to be out on the road this weekend, we have a full list of all of the sporting options. Stick around, sport is next.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best market around. High quality meat pound for pound. Get the best for less. Start shopping. Go to Southern Food Basket. Shopping how you like it. High quality at the best prices. Every aisle just wide and special. So spend less at Southern Food Basket. Good food at great prices for sure. Come get what you're looking for.
Get the best back-to-school specials at Southern Food Baskets. Anchor cheddar and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Golden brand margarine, 227 grams, 3 for $19.95. Wings, 1 kg, $29.95. Protect soap, 3-pack, $18.95. Colgate Great Regular Flavor, 4 ounces, 2 for $29.95. Soft and Pretty bathroom tissue, 12-pack for $18.95. Offers available while stocks last.
Welcome back. It's time for sport now. Trinidad and Tobago's Red Force Divas claimed third place in the CWI Women's T20 Blaze when they beat they defeated the champions Guyana by 7 runs in Arnorsville in St. Vincent today. Brittany Cooper anchored the TNT innings to set up a low total, but one which proved too large for Guyana to overcome.
Having beaten the Guyanese in the group stage, Trinidad and Tobago were confident of doing it again, heading into the third place playoff game. But batting first, the Red Force Divas lost Chanel Sau out for 6 with a score on 19. Then Janaba Joseph followed when she was on 15 at 31 for 2. The experienced Brittany Cooper took control of the innings and looked comfortable, despite losing Leanne Kirby along the way, as well as Anissa Mohammed with a score at 64 for 4 in the 11th over. Karishma Ramarak, who scored 13, stuck around long enough to add 32 with Cooper, who was accumulating her runs without much of a fuss. Her skipper Ramarak departed with a score on 84, after which the Divas, they raised the 100, eventually ending on 104 for 7 from 20 overs. Cooper was out soon after a well-played 46 from 44 balls. Guyana started briskly with Liliana and Shanetta Grimond putting on 24. Shanetta was bowled for 20 by Ramarak, who also claimed the wicket of Liliana with Guyana 35 for 2. Shermaine Campbell got to 4 before she was out-caught with a score on 43. And TNT continued to chip away at the wickets. Ashimini Monisa caught for naught. Shabika Gajnabi and Latoya Williams put together a partnership which was worth 32 and threatened to bring them back. But Anissa Mohammed broke them up, getting Williams for 13 at 85 for 6 in the 17th over. Leanne Kirby dismissed Gajnabi for 32, which signaled the end of Guyana's potential resistance. The wicket of Plafiana Millington at 89 for 9 further condemning last year's winners. They were 97 when Daniel Mans was run out for 1. Trinidad and Tobago with a 7-wicket win to claim the T20 Blaze bronze. The teams now turn their focus to the 50-over tournament beginning Tuesday. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
More cricket news now with one of 2 final warm-up series ahead of next month's ICC T20 World Cup now in the books. All eyes are on West Indies head coach Darren Sammy, who is expected to name his tournament team in a matter of days. Sammy comes into the scenario with pressure mounting, and his final selection could make or break his second T20 World Cup at the helm. A 2-1 series defeat to Afghanistan continues to paint a glum picture of Darren Sammy's time in charge of the West Indies T20 team. In 14 series contested since taking the mantle in 2023, Sammy has lost 10, winning only 4, and heading into a World Cup, this is hardly inspiring, to put it gently. Nevertheless, with his squad yet to be named and the Afghanistan series in Dubai touted as one of 2 final reviews of the talent at his disposal, Sammy declares,
it was an opportunity to fine-tune a couple places and give other guys opportunities against a quality side.
Sammy's World Cup squad should be named soon, most likely before a 3-match series with South Africa, which begins on Tuesday.
What South Africa brings is the opportunity to have my World Cup team playing games together before we head to India. And I think in India we have a possible 2 warm-up matches as well.
The Men's T20 World Cup from February 7th to March 8th is in familiar territory for the regional side and its players. And Sammy says this and other factors may yet prove vital to their title hopes.
I remember back in 2016, nobody gave West Indies a chance to win, but what we had inside the dressing room was that confidence and that belief in each other, and we went on to win it. So I think this year on, going back to India and Sri Lanka, 2 places that we won, we take comfort in that.
Meanwhile, one of the players hoping to disrupt whatever side Sammy may have already jotted down in pencil is Shamar Springer. Springer emerged as the team's joint best wicket-taker in the series with 4 scalps. All 4 of them came in Thursday's dead rubber match, including a hat-trick. That made him only the 3rd West Indian to achieve an international T20 hat-trick, behind Romario Shepherd and former captain Jason Holder.
Which one of them you preferred, outside of that hat-trick ball, obviously?
I can't say any besides hat trick, but that was a nice one. I haven't had a hat trick probably since I was probably 11 years old, 12 years old, so it's good to have taken one here in the international stage.
Yeah, eyes out for Sammy's eventual squad for that T20 World Cup. Now to some golf. The Point-A-Pair Golf Club Limited's 3-day Open teed off this morning on the Point-A-Pair course, and the competition is already fierce. The championship, first and ladies flights all got underway with valuable world amateur golf ranking points up for grabs. Leon Bryden holds a 2-stroke advantage over Russ Ramkissoon and Russ Cabral in the championship, both carding 75 in round 1. In the first flight, Steve Durgadine posted an 80 with Josh Frankland and Dr. Shiva Arjun Singh just 1 stroke back on 81. In the ladies' flight, it sees Victoria Sinath and Isabella Ramdeen leading tied on 78 with Haley Lane on 79.
Competition was keen among these players with scores bunched after the first day. We had brilliant sunshine today, beautiful weather for golf. Tomorrow on Sunday promises to have keen competition with the second, third and Masters flight joining the fray. Keen and exciting golf awaits in the next 2 days, so we invite all spectators to come in and have a wonderful, to spectate this wonderful event.
Yeah, well, just a week ago, Bryden was in national colors along with Chris Richards Jr. representing Trinidad and Tobago at the 2026 Latin America Championships. Bryden, who shot a 76 in rounds 1 and 2, had a total of 152, which was 12 over par, failing to make the cut. Richards Jr., however, he made the cut with first round scores of 74 and 73 and scored 74 in the third round and 79 in the fourth to eventually finish 20 shots over par, 54th overall on the standings. Regionally now, all 5 rounds of the regional 4-day cricket championship will be played in Antigua, and Safe Passage leads the way in the Port Antonio International Blue Marlin tournament in Jamaica.
Antigua will now host all 5 rounds of the Cricket West Indies 4-day championship, which bowls off in April. The announcement was confirmed by President of the Antigua and Barbuda Cricket Association, Leon Rodney, who revealed the move is a change from the original plan that had Antigua hosting only the first 3 rounds before the tournament shifted to Trinidad for the final 2. Under the revised arrangement, all 6 regional teams will be based in Antigua for the full competition period, playing their 4-day matches with rest intervals in between. The 62nd Port Antonio International Blue Marlin Tournament in Jamaica continued on Friday morning with 1 marlin released by angler Christopher Berry aboard Safe Passage. Berry has now accounted for 2 of the 4 marlins released by Safe Passage as the vessel maintains the overall lead heading into day 3 of the tournament. The prestigious fishing event was originally scheduled for October 2025 but was postponed following the passage of Hurricane Melissa. Caston Cupid, CNC3 Sport.
Well, here's more from Caston with this week's Sport Wrap.
Trinidad and Tobago's under-17 women's football team goes into action on Saturday against host Curaçao at the CONCACAF under-17 qualifiers. So let's wish them all the best. After the league leaders dropped points midweek, the TTPFL is in for some interesting matchups this weekend. On Saturday, 1976 FC Phoenix battles Eagles in the first game of the Mahaika doubleheader. Then it's Caledonia versus Point Fortin Civic. On Sunday, the big one at the Atabolan Stadium sees Police versus Club Sando, followed by Champs Defence Force taking on Rangers. While some of us fet, road runners will sweat in the Nationals Carnival Commission's 1K and 5K races on Saturday afternoon from 3:30 p.m. at the Queen's Park, Savannah. The addition of the midnight 10K pop-up will add to the excitement. The Point-A-Pair Golf Club Limited will continue exciting action with its season-opening tournament continuing on Saturday and Sunday. The Court All Sectors Netball League will continue action on Saturday at the Eastern Regional Indoor in Tararua. First game is at 11 a.m. In Tobago, the John Pollard 2-day club cricket competition gets going on Saturday at Roxborough. Tobago Gladiators battle Airport Authority. Georgia takes on Scarborough Mason Hall at Maria. And CMB United takes on Tobago Police CC in Shaw Park. The Secondary Schools Volleyball League is back on this weekend with play on Sunday at the Aranguez North Secondary School. Start time is at 9 a.m. Well, I'm Caston Cupid, and that's all you need to know. Where to go, what to do over the weekend in your CNC3 Sport Wrap.
Well, good news. Carnival has apparently spread to Turkey, where at least one footballer has learned to chip. Here's our Sport High.
Trabzonspor Alexander Zubkov scored a delicate winner, chipping the keeper to perfection. From every angle, you can see how perfect his technique was, leaving the keeper gasping at air. Yes, that's how it's done. So Zubkov, for that delicate chip, you earn tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
Yeah, wonderful goal indeed.
Yes.
Chip off the old block.
Chipping his way to CNC3's Sport High.
Yes, he did.
Let's chip our way to a break. I tried. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Get the best back-to-school specials at Southern Food Baskets. Gala apples, 10 for $20. Tyson chicken leg quarters, 11 pounds, $94.95. Sunland chicken breast, 4 pounds, $94.95. Forte Frost straight cut fries, 2 for $69.95. Swiss Spout ketchup, 2 for $19.95. Swiss macaroni and spaghetti, 400 grams, 4 for $19.95. Swiss lasagna, 2 for $23.95. Aquapure, 330 ml, 5 cases for $90. Offers available while stocks last.
At Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center, we're all about time. In fact, once you check in, there's no time to lose. Reconnect with a little family time. Make a splash with some pool time. Spend some treasured quality time. Or just immerse yourself in some quiet time. Indulge your senses at dinner time. We even have the perfect venue when it's your celebration time. So it's high time you visit Cruise Inn. Choose our day pass or call 607-4000 to make your dinner or hotel reservations or to find out more about our event spaces. Take a time out at Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center.
Panadol's new formula, 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands. There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
Overgrown grass outside the Southern Academy for the Performing Arts has been cleared, not by the San Fernando City Corporation, but by a private citizen.
That's right. Ashmead Ali of the Ashnad Foundation took action on Wednesday to clear overgrown drains and stagnating water along the Gulfview Link Road, Lady Hills Avenue, and the Rienzi Curtin Highway. Ali says the drain had been neglected for most of the year, with grass, garbage, and water buildup creating a hazard. Using his own equipment, but with permission from the City Corporation, Ali cleared the watercourse. Councillor Riyad Hussain assisted with arrangements, and area MP Dr. Michael Dowlat was informed.
Cleaning out this drain so that we can avoid this health hazard in the future, and also to make the city look more pleasing to all those who visit it on a daily basis like myself. So I'm happy to have this opportunity to do it. It is a way of giving back to our society, and I urge others in the community, if they are able to, let us all work for a better Trinidad and Tobago for ourselves and our future generation.
Well, motorists have been complaining that the overgrown bush has contributed to flooding and was a breeding ground for mosquitoes.
Students of Windermere Private School got a chance to see where creative ideas are born and where the magic of Carnival comes to life.
That's right, during a visit to Kalicharan Mass Camp on Thursday. From pre-kindergarten to Standard 5, the students toured the camp on Harris Street in San Fernando, getting a behind-the-scenes look at the artistry and craftsmanship behind a full Carnival presentation. Band leader Ayana Kalicharan Mahez said exposing children to Carnival helps them reconnect with culture while learning practical skills they could use year-round.
it's very important because what we find is these kids are so into technology, they're into gaming and all these sort of things, are these simple things that happens around us. We all take it for granted. So Carnival is part of our culture, yes, and they would do a little bit of craft in school, but sometimes parents may help them or the teachers may, not know the correct tools to use and stuff. So then as we learn as producers, we would share that knowledge straight on to them.
And Principal Laureen Debansi-Monsieur said the outing helps them take learning beyond the classroom, giving students a better understanding and appreciation of Carnival.
This experience goes beyond the textbook, and then they know what Carnival about. It's not just the parade of people on the streets. It's a long, lengthy process of making the costumes and bringing it from scratch to fruition. And to me, it's about enriching our culture. This is our culture in Trinidad and Tobago, and they need to know about it.
Well, Calitron Mass won the South Man of the Year title for the 32nd time last year. Their theme for 2026 is Bedazzled.
I really like that idea for a field trip, and more schools across the country should take that idea. But also with the Carnival season in full swing, senior police are urging members of the public to keep officers out of the fray and avoid whining on them on the road. At today's police media briefing, Assistant Commissioner of Police Gavin Henry said, while it may be all in good fun for revelers, dancing or whining on officers, it can be distracting and affect their ability to respond to an emergency.
As tempting as it may be to some, but to refrain from it, right? It does not add to our ability to respond. It only distracts us.
Gold Commander for Carnival 2026, Deputy Police Commissioner Suzette Martin also reminded officers of their duty to report to work, noting that their presence is important in maintaining public safety for the season.
Well, with rugs in one hand and umbrellas in the other, hundreds of soca lovers braved the rain at the Queen's Park Savannah on Thursday for Patrice Roberts' free soca concert.
The event came after the artist's decision to give back to his supporters amid the country's ongoing economic challenges. From dynamic performances to surprise appearances, the night left many hailing the show as one of the standout for the Carnival season so far.
Angelo Jadadiah has more.
Lorena's only some cricket, and right now we're here for Patrice Roberts, so enjoy yourself.
In the capital, indeed, is where hundreds of soca lovers and fans flooded the Flavor Village at the Queen's Park Savannah to witness Patrice Roberts in concert. Despite a rainy night, nothing could have stopped the show or people from attending.
A good time. That was the incentive. And Patrice. Yeah. And food. And free.
We come to jump and wine, man. You know, it does go.
The event even made food vendors excited for the business they received.
As you could see, this air is Ramo tonight, and the night now sad.
And jump up they did, as Roberts performed the best of her soca hits, backed by the pulsating rhythms of a live band. And high-energy performances did not end with Roberts, as she made room on stage for fellow soca artists, including soca duo group Full Blown, exciting the massive crowds. Before the curtains were pulled after midnight, Roberts made sure to give her fans 10 times over the love and appreciation for their unwavering support through the years, making this promise.
And as long as I live, I am going to sing song after hit after hit. For my bodies, my fans, my lovers, my family.
Angelo Jedidiah, CNC3 News.
What a good initiative, Ryan.
Yeah,
a free fet. There's nothing like a free fet.
She must be so happy and so proud of the response.
Yes.
Well, as we leave you, let's remind you to stay connected with us on our social media platforms.
There you'll find tonight's stories, the latest updates and exclusive content. And don't forget to pick up a copy of the Guardian newspaper.
Last weekend, soca artist Viking Ding Dong performed at the Holy Name Convent's Carnival Fete.
The event, called Phoenix the Festival, was held at the school's compound.
We leave you with a bit of that performance.
Enjoy.
We want to take that body. We
See what they call me and the best. Every girl walk out to the track. Every girl low. But watch how back and nobody, hold on. And I take off this watch. I want to jump up properly, hold on.
Watch your belly.